If you're like most drivers, you probably encountered the dreaded check engine light or other strange car behavior. What if I told you there's a way to fix 90% of car issues without spending a dime or booking an expensive mechanic appointment? Today we're looking at 10 simple and free engine control unit resets that could solve your car problems in minutes. Stick around to find out why mechanics hate these and how you can take matters into your own hands. Number 1. Battery disconnect. The battery disconnect method is one of the most well-known techniques when it comes to resetting the ECU in a car. Over time, the engine control unit accumulates data from your driving habits. This includes things like fuel trims, idle speed adjustments, throttle position, and even air-fuel mixture settings. These adjustments are designed to help the vehicle run more efficiently based on your driving style. However, this adaptive behavior doesn't always result in optimal performance and can sometimes cause issues like poor fuel economy, jerky acceleration, or rough idling. Disconnecting the battery essentially forces the ECU to reset, clearing all the learned data and allowing it to start fresh. To perform the battery disconnect reset, begin by turning off the car and removing the keys. You'll want to ensure the car is completely off, with no power running through the system. Then use a wrench, loosen the negative terminal on the battery. Always remove the negative terminal first to minimize the risk of electrical sparks or short circuits. After the negative terminal is free, proceed to remove the positive terminal. Now comes a step that many people skip. Press the brake pedal for 15 to 20 seconds after disconnecting the cables. This step ensures that any residual electricity left in the ECU's capacitors is fully discharged, which is crucial for a complete reset. After this, leave the car alone for at least 20 to 30 minutes. Some people recommend waiting for as long as an hour to allow the ECU to fully reset. Once enough time has passed, reconnect the positive terminal first, followed by the negative terminal. This sequence ensures there's no surge of electricity when reconnecting. When you start the car, the ECU will have effectively erased all its stored data, including fuel trims, idle settings, and short-term memory. The car will now start fresh and begin recalibrating based on current driving conditions. One downside is that you'll need to reprogram the radio, reset the clock, and adjust other settings like seat positions, as these will be wiped in the process. However, the benefits of a fresh ECU are well worth it, especially if you're dealing with long-term performance issues. Number 2. Use OBD2 tool. The OBD2 tool method offers a convenient alternative to physically disconnecting the battery. This tool allows you to reset the ECU settings and clear error codes without having to deal with the hassle of removing cables or losing your radio presets. The OBD2 scanner connects directly to the car's OBD2 port, which is typically located beneath the dashboard or near the steering wheel. It's a perfect solution if you want to quickly reset minor faults or clear stored codes without any physical disconnection. To use the OBD2 tool, start by plugging the scanner into the OBD2 port and turning the ignition key to the on position without starting the engine. This powers up the car's electrical systems and allows the scanner to communicate with the ECU. Next, use the OBD2 scanner to read the codes stored in the ECU. These codes tell you exactly what problems the ECU has detected, such as misfires, issues with the fuel system, or sensor malfunctions. It's important to read the codes first before clearing them, as this allows you to understand what the problem is. After reviewing the codes, you can use the OBD2 scanner to erase the codes or clear the diagnostic trouble codes. This action resets the ECU's memory, erasing any stored fuel trims, pending faults, and freeze frame data that might be affecting your car's performance. One of the main advantages of this method is that it doesn't affect your radio presets, clock, or other saved settings, making it a more convenient option than disconnecting the battery. The process is relatively quick, and the scanner can be reused for future troubleshooting. Additionally, you can use the OBD2 tool to perform additional diagnostics, making it a versatile and valuable tool for any car owner who wants to take control of their vehicle's maintenance. Number 3. Pull the ECU-related fuse. Pulling the ECU-related fuse is another quick and effective method for resetting the ECU. Unlike disconnecting the battery, this technique allows you to reset the ECU without disrupting other electrical systems in the car. By pulling the fuse that powers the ECU's memory, you can clear all stored data and force the ECU to reset itself. This method is particularly useful if you're looking for a fast and easy reset without needing any special tools or diagnostic equipment. To perform this test, start by locating the fuse box in your car. The fuse box can often be found under the dashboard, in the engine bay, or behind a panel near the driver's seat. Once you've found the fuse box, look for the fuse labeled ECU, ECM, PCM, EFI, or ING. If you're unsure of which fuse to remove, consult your vehicle's owner manual on the diagram or the fuse box cover. Use a fuse puller or a set of needle nose pliers to carefully remove the fuse. After you've removed the fuse, let the car sit for about 10 minutes. This will allow any residual power to dissipate from the ECU, ensuring that its memory is fully cleared. After the waiting period, simply reinsert the fuse, ensuring it's seated properly, and turn the ignition key. When you start the engine, the ECU will have reset to its default settings, and the car should run smoothly without the stored error codes or adaptive data. This method is simple and effective, and it doesn't involve any risk to your vehicle's electrical systems. The only drawback is that it may not clear deeper issues that require more advanced diagnostic tools. But for clearing minor faults or resetting ECU memory, it's a great choice. Number 4. Ignition or key cycle reset. The ignition cycle reset is an incredibly simple method that requires no tools at all. This technique works by cycling the ignition key through a series of on-off positions, which forces the ECU to reset itself by going through its natural wake-up and shutdown process. It's particularly effective for clearing minor issues, resetting short-term memory data, or fixing temporary glitches without needing to remove cables or pull fuses. To perform the ignition cycle reset, start by turning the ignition key to the on position, the position just before you start the engine. Keep the key in this position for about 10 seconds. Afterward, turn the key to the off position and wait a few seconds. Then repeat this process by turning the key to the on position for another 10 seconds, followed by turning it off again. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times. Each time the ignition is cycled, the ECU is forced to reset certain volatile memory settings, such as fuel trims and idle adjustments. This method is great for resetting minor faults or clearing short-term memory without affecting settings like your radio presets or clock. The ignition cycle reset is one of the easiest and fastest methods for resetting the ECU. However, it may not be effective for deeper ECU issues, such as those related to faulty sensors or significant system malfunctions. It's best used for minor resets or clearing temporary glitches in the ECU's memory. Number 5. Ignition or pedal on-off relearn sequences. The pedal dance or ignition and pedal on-off sequence is a method that involves a series of specific key turns and pedal presses designed to reset or recalibrate certain ECU parameters. This technique is manufacturer specific, meaning that each car brand or model will have its own unique sequence. The purpose of this method is to allow the ECU to relearn key parameters, such as idle speed, throttle position, and fuel trims. It's also effective for clearing certain codes that may be preventing your car from running properly. To perform the pedal dance, start by turning the key to the on position, the position just before starting the engine. Then you'll need to press the accelerator pedal a specific number of times or press a combination of pedals such as the brakes and accelerator pedals within a certain time frame. For example, some Nissan vehicles require you to press the accelerator pedal 5 times within 5 seconds, while Toyota vehicles may have a different sequence. The key to this method is following the exact timing and pedal presses specified for your vehicle. Once the sequence is completed correctly, the ECU will reset certain parameters, like idle speed or throttle position, and may even clear specific fault codes. While the pedal dance is a simple and effective method for specific resets, it's important to note that the sequence varies by car model. Be sure to check your owner's manual or search online for the correct sequence for your vehicle. Number 6. Throttle body or idle relearn and post-reset drive cycle. After resetting the ECU, it's crucial to let the car relearn its basic engine functions, such as idle speed and throttle position. The ECU needs to adjust to the new settings and optimize the car's performance based on real-time driving data. This process, known as the idle relearn, ensures that the car operates smoothly after the reset and that fuel trims and throttle response are properly calibrated. First, make sure that the throttle body is clean and free of debris, as dirt or carbon buildup can interfere with the car's idle and throttle performance. Once the throttle plate is clean, Start the car and let it idle for about 10 to 15 minutes with no load on the engine, meaning no air conditioning, lights, or fans running. This allows the ECU to adjust idle speed without any extra load. After the idle relearn is complete, perform a post-reset drive cycle to help the ECU fine-tune other settings. This drive cycle includes gentle city driving at 25 to 35 miles per hour, holding a steady speed of 45 to 55 miles per hour, and finally, cruising on the highway at 60 miles per hour with light acceleration and deceleration. The drive cycle should take about 20 to 30 minutes and will ensure that the ECU has recalibrated its settings for optimal performance. Number 7. Dealer or manufacturer reflash or advanced scan tool reset. For more complex ECU issues, or if the previous methods didn't resolve the problem, a dealer reflash is the most advanced and professional solution. This method involves taking your car to a dealer or a high-end repair shop, where they use specialized software to update the ECU's firmware, fix corrupted data, or even reset adaptive systems like transmission learning or throttle calibration. This process is often used when DIY methods fail, and it requires factory-grade tools to ensure ECU is properly reset. When you bring your car in for a reflash, the technician will connect the car to a computer that runs factory-grade software. This software can update the ECU, wiping out any corrupted data and installing the latest firmware version. Additionally, the dealer may perform adaptive resets for systems such as transmission shift learning or throttle calibration, which cannot be reset using standard tools or DIY methods. Although this method is highly effective and thorough, it can be expensive, so it's usually reserved for more complex problems or when a firmware update is necessary. Number 8. Resetting ECU via the car's infotainment system. A modern twist on ECU resets comes from the infotainment system. Some newer vehicles allow owners to reset specific ECU functions directly through the central screen. This option is particularly convenient as it eliminates the need for physical tools or disconnecting any cables, and it can be done without leaving the driver's seat. With some cars, you can access settings that allow you to reset various components, including the ECU, ABS, or even traction control. To use this method, start by navigating to the settings menu in the infotainment system. Look for options such as vehicle settings or system reset. Depending on the car, you may find an option to reset individual modules, like the ECU, ABS, or traction control systems. Confirm the reset through the system's interface, and the car will perform a soft reset of the selected components. This method is quick and easy and is perfect for minor issues, but it doesn't provide the same level of customization as other methods. Number 9. Check and update ECU software versions. If you've noticed your car's performance deteriorating despite performing regular resets, the issue might be related to outdated software in the ECU. Many manufacturers release firmware updates to improve ECU performance, fix bugs, or address known issues. If your car's ECU software is outdated, updating it could resolve issues related to throttle response, fuel efficiency, and overall engine performance. To check and update the ECU software, start by visiting the manufacturer's website or contacting your local dealership to see if there are any available updates for your vehicle. In some cases, the update can be downloaded directly to a USB drive, which you can then plug into your car's USB port. Alternatively, some vehicles support Wi-Fi updates where the ECU can download the update directly from the manufacturer. If you're unable to update the ECU yourself, your dealership can perform the update for you. They'll install the latest firmware and ensure your ECU is functioning optimally. This method is ideal for addressing persistent issues that cannot be solved with DIY resets and can significantly improve your car's performance. Number 10. Resetting the ECU by reconnecting a diagnostic scanner. Another effective method for resetting your car's ECU involves using a diagnostic scanner to manually reset the ECU. While this method may seem similar to using an OBD2 tool, it's more advanced, providing a greater control and allowing for a more comprehensive reset of the ECU's functions. Many professional-grade diagnostic tools can reset the ECU, clear error codes, reset fuel trims, and even adjust certain system settings. This is an excellent option for those looking to perform a full ECU reset, especially after diagnosing deeper issues or after clearing complex fault codes. To use this method, you'll need a more advanced OBD2 scan tool or a professional diagnostic scanner. These tools are usually available for purchase online or can be rented from auto part stores. Unlike standard OBD2 scanners, advanced diagnostic scanners allow you to interface directly with the ECU to reset specific modules or parameters. Once connected, you can select options to clear fault codes, recalibrate specific sensors, or reset important settings like idle speed, fuel trims, or even transmission settings. To reset the ECU with a diagnostic scanner, first connect the scanner to your car's OBD2 port, which is typically located underneath the dashboard or near the steering column. Then turn the ignition to the on position without starting the engine. Open the scanner's interface, navigate to the ECU reset or system initialization option, and select it. The scanner will then communicate with the ECU, instructing it to clear stored memory, reset the parameters, and erase fault codes. Depending on the scanner, you might be able to reset specific systems like the throttle, idle speed, or fuel trims. Once the reset is complete, turn off the engine and disconnect the scanner. When you start the car again, the ECU will be cleared of all previous data, allowing it to recalibrate based on the current driving conditions. And there you have it, 10 powerful ECU reset methods that can fix 90% of your car's issues for free or with minimal cost. Whether you're clearing minor fault codes with a simple ignition cycle or performing a deep reset with a diagnostic scanner, these techniques can save you both time and money on a mechanic visit. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on more tips and tricks to help keep your car running like new. Got any other DIY car repair tips? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. Thanks for watching, and as always, drive safely and keep your car in top shape.